My wife's family made a group chat called Operation Freedom to secretly extract her from our marriage. Hi, I'm Luke, 35, and I thought my biggest stress this month would be hitting Q4 targets, not outsmarting my wife's secret escape plan titled Operation Freedom. No, seriously. That was the actual name of the group chat. It started with a ping. I was grabbing a glass of water while my wife was in the shower. Her iPad, left on the kitchen counter, lit up with a message preview. Operation Freedom, getting her out. From her mom. That phrase hit like a gut punch. Out of pure reflex, or maybe gut instinct, I unlocked the iPad using our anniversary date. I've never snooped before. Never needed to. But when your wife's family starts naming plans like Cold War missions, something is deeply wrong. And then I saw it. A full group chat. Her mom, her sister, her aunt, and her best friend, planning a full-blown covert extraction. From me, it started scrolling. Phase 1. Document everything. Car titles, bank statements, anything with his name on it. Phase 2. Attorney consult. Quiet. No paper trail. Use Shelly's guy. Phase 3. She moves out and files immediately. Claims she felt unsafe. I felt like I was reading the enemy's war plans. Except I was the enemy. They had a timeline, a script, even predetermined talking points about me being controlling and financially abusive. Which, ironically, was the opposite of reality. She had her own job, her own money, her own circle. I paid off her student loans last year as a gift. I thought we were building something. Apparently, she was building an escape route. The worst part. The tone. They weren't scared or concerned for her. They were giddy. Like this was a girl's weekend project. Almost there, baby girl, her mom had written just hours earlier. Just act normal. She was planning to nuke our marriage and smile at me over tacos until detonation. I didn't say a word. I just sat there in my home, the home I bought while my wife hummed in the shower, planning to gut my life in 5 weeks like a business acquisition. So I made a choice. If she wanted Operation Freedom, then she was about to find out what counterintelligence looks like. First thing I did after regaining feeling in my legs? Called a lawyer, real one. Not Shelly's quiet guy. Explained everything. My voice trembled at first. It's a weird feeling discovering your marriage is being systematically dismantled while you're sitting across from the person who kisses you goodnight. My lawyer's reaction was calm. Surgical. Do you have screenshots? Not yet. Get them. Tonight? Don't confront her. Document. Secure your assets. You're playing chess now. So that's what I did. That evening, while she ran to the store for oat milk and arugula, I went to war. I screenshotted every message, every plan, every dig about controlling Luke. I uploaded everything to a cloud account she didn't know existed. Changed the password. Enabled 2FA. Then I started closing her doors. I removed her from our joint bank account. Moved all funds, about $8K, into my personal one. Technically, a gray area, but legal advice was clear. Better me do it than her. Beat me to it. I changed every password. Email, bank, brokerage, even the Nest thermostat and the garage door opener. She'd get no alerts, no access. I contacted HR at work and changed my emergency contact from her to my brother. And then I took pictures. Every room, every asset. The receipts from paying off her loans. The title of the house, my name only. I organized 3 years of financials. Time stopped everything. I wasn't burning her down. I was building a fireproof wall. Then came my move. Day 6, we filed. In our state, the first to file sets the tone. I wasn't going to let her paint me as some financial warden. We filed for irreconcilable differences. No fault, but attached to it, the group chat screenshots. The false narrative. The proof she was preparing to accuse me of abuse for a tactical advantage. She got served at work on Friday. I wasn't there for it. I was at my brother's, drinking whiskey and watching Die Hard like a man bracing for emotional shrapnel. My phone exploded within the hour. WTF did you do? You divorced me? We need to talk. My mom is calling me screaming. What the hell is wrong with you? I didn't answer. Blocked her mom. Blocked her sister. Blocked the best friend. Full digital lockdown. I wasn't going to play defense. I was the one ambushed, and now was flipping the board. Monday, her lawyer reached out. They wanted to discuss settlement options. Of course they did. Operation Freedom didn't just fail, it backfired. Her lawyer's opening offer was bold, insultingly bold. She wanted the house, half my retirement account, $2,500 a month in alimony for 5 years, half the value of my car, for me to cover her attorney fees. Total ask, roughly $180,000 plus ongoing payments. My lawyer laughed out loud, like actual audible laughter. Is this real? He asked. Her lawyer tried to put on a straight face. My client is entitled to maintain her marital standard of living, right? The same marital standard she was planning to secure by accusing me of abuse in court, which we had evidence of her family's text messages. So we countered with nuclear simplicity. She keeps her personal belongings and her car. We split the joint account 50-50. Each party pays their own legal fees. She vacates the house, my house, within 30 days. Her lawyer balked. That's unreasonable. My lawyer didn't blink. Then we go to court and show the judge the screenshots of your client plotting false abuse claims for material gain. I'm sure he'll love that. They got quiet, and that's when I remembered something I'd completely forgotten. I bought the house 2 years before we were married. Never added her name to the deed. Her lawyer hadn't even checked. She had no legal claim to it. They caved. Fast. But not before the emotional airstrike started. Saturday, I was mowing the lawn. Her sister pulled up in a dusty Honda like she was about to stage an intervention. She got out, sunglasses on. Fury dialed to 11. We need to talk. I turned off the mower. We don't. Yes, we do. You're destroying her life. She tried to destroy mine first. She just wanted out. She wanted to falsely accuse me of abuse and take my house. That's not out. That's warfare. You're heartless. You're going to give her what she deserves, or what? You'll help her file false reports too? She just glared. No comeback. Because there wasn't one. An hour later, she came back with her mom. Of course, she did. Her mom stepped out like she was walking into a courtroom drama. Pointed at me like she was summoning divine judgment. How dare you serve my daughter at work? You humiliated her. She was going to do the same to me, except she was going to lie about abuse. I beat her to the punch. She felt abused. Emotional abuse is real. Name one emotionally abusive thing I did. Silence. You paid off her loans just to trap her. Her mom finally snapped. I blinked. I paid off her $15,000 in student loans. As a gift. To trap her? She started crying. She just wanted freedom. She had it. A career, a car, a joint account. Freedom doesn't require burning someone else's life down. They left, fuming, and then came the trap. They thought I wouldn't see coming. The marriage counselor ambush. Tuesday afternoon, she texted me. I booked us a counseling session. Tuesday at 6. Please come. My lawyer's advice? It's bait. Don't go. And definitely don't go alone, I replied. We're getting divorced. There's nothing to counsel. Contact me through your attorney only, she called. Blocked. Her best friend called. Blocked. That night, I came home to find the locks changed. Her revenge had begun. The key didn't work. I stood there on my own porch, in the dark, holding groceries in one hand and disbelief in the other. I tried again, slowly, like the cylinder just needed time to understand I was the owner. Nothing. I pulled out my phone and called my attorney. She changed the locks. His response was immediate. Call the cops. Right now. And that's exactly what I did. When the officers arrived, I explained the situation. Calmly, coldly. I own the house. She's not on the deed. We're going through a divorce. I have a court order for exclusive use of the property. They asked for ID and documents. I showed them. Then she showed up. Right on cue. She and her mom pulled into the driveway like it was a scene from a sad Lifetime movie. Her mom stormed out first. Officer, she lives here. This is her marital home. The officer held up a hand. Ma'am, is her name on the deed? My wife opened her mouth, then hesitated. No, but then she has no right to change the locks. She's not the owner, and there's a standing order assigning exclusive residence to your husband. Her face crumpled. But where am I supposed to go? Not our concern, the officer said flatly. You need to leave the premises. You're trespassing. Her mom looked like she was about to launch into another dramatic monologue. The cop shut it down with a glance. I called the locksmith again. New locks installed by 8 p.m. Another $350 added to the tab I'd be claiming in the divorce. The next day, her attorney called. They were ready to settle their offer. She keeps her car, she takes her personal items, she gets $4,000 from the joint account. Each of us pays our own legal fees. Tab, was it? I said yes, without blinking. The finish line was in sight, but she still tried to drag the last few weeks out like she was playing one final game of emotional chicken. She wanted $5,000 instead of $4,000 from the joint account. Me to pay her moving expenses, 2 extra months to stay in the house, several pieces of furniture. Me lawyer? Absolutely not. Why not $5,000? Her attorney pushed. Because we split the joint account 50-50. That's how math works. Moving expenses? She planned this. She can plan a U-Haul. Furniture? It's not personal property. It's marital. He keeps the house. He keeps what's in it. 60 days to move? Try 30. And be grateful. They folded. Week 2. She came to collect her things. She brought her mom, sister, and best friend as if she needed moral support to gather a suitcase. I wasn't home. I watched the entire process via security cam. They packed her stuff. Normal enough. Clothes, books, a few dishes. Then I saw them start taking my coffee maker, my TV, 3 lamps, our wedding china, 2 paintings from the living room, even the microwave. He sent the footage to my lawyer. Next day, her lawyer called. Everything will be returned immediately, except the coffee maker has already been thrown out. Whatever. Let her have the damn $80 coffee maker. I'll buy a better one. At this point, I was just ready for silence. Real, actual silence. 1 more week. That's all I needed. Then we'd sign. We signed the settlement exactly 3 weeks later. The call was on Zoom. My attorney and I were in his office. She was in hers with her lawyer, looking like she hadn't slept since the locks got changed. Her face was pale. Makeup couldn't cover the swelling around her eyes. There were no smug smirks. Now, no Operation Freedom pep squad behind her. Just the cold weight of consequences. We walked through the agreement line by line. She gets her car, her personal belongings, and $4,000 from the joint account. I keep the house, my car, my retirement accounts, and the other $4,000. Each of us pays our own legal fees. No alimony. No further claims. Her lawyer. Does everyone agree? Me. Yes. Her. Yes. Her voice cracked. Sign here. Her lawyer said. We both signed electronically. The bar at the top turned green. Your divorce will be final in 30 days. And that was it. Except it wasn't, because after her lawyer logged off, she didn't. She stayed. Just her. Sitting in that cold little square on the screen. Not saying anything. Stayed too. For a moment, neither of us spoke. Just breathing. 2 people who built a 6-year life together, now reduced to divorce papers and mute cameras. Then she said softly, I hope you're happy. I looked at her. Really looked. I'm not happy, I replied. I'm protected. There's a difference. She flinched. I wasn't trying to destroy you. I just wanted to make sure I was okay. By planning to accuse me of abuse? By taking the house? The money? That's not protection. That's fraud. She blinked fast. My family. They were just trying to help. They were trying to help you commit fraud. There's a difference. Her lawyer must have been listening on another line, because right then the meeting ended abruptly. Screen black. Done. And just like that, so was our marriage. The next few days felt strange. Not sad, exactly. Not relief either. More like quiet. My brother asked me if I felt bad. I thought about it. About how I used to imagine our future kids, road trips, renovating the guest room into a nursery. About how I paid off her student loans. Not because she asked, but because I loved her. About the time she got sick, and I sat on the bathroom floor all night just to hold her hand while she vomited. I thought about the way she laughed at her sister's texts while plotting how to take my house. So no, I didn't feel bad. I felt clear. The house was quiet now. The kind of quiet that comes after a storm, when the air still smells like rain and broken branches crunch underfoot. Work was normal. I told my boss I'd gone through a divorce. He nodded, said, take time if you need it. I didn't. Dinner with my brother and his wife twice that week. No talk of her. Just pizza, beer, and Mario Kart with my nephew. My friends were stunned when I told them what happened. No one saw it coming. They all thought she was sweet, maybe a little tightly wound, but never the kind of person who orchestrate a hostile takeover with fake abuse allegations. But then again, no one ever does. The scariest monsters are the ones who smile while sharpening the knife. I thought the fallout was over. I was wrong, because 2 weeks before the divorce finalized, Operation Freedom's cheer squad came back swinging one last desperate encore performance. First, her sister showed up at my door. Again, I was eating leftovers, half watching reruns of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, trying to feel something other than emotionally dead inside. When the doorbell rang, there she was, sunglasses, crossed arms, pure attitude. You think you won? I didn't even blink. I think I still have coffee in the pot if you're here to steal more appliances. She rolled her eyes. You humiliated her, no? She humiliated herself. I just beat her to the punch. You're a narcissist, you know that? No, I said, calmly. But I am done funding people who stab me in the back. She tried to push past me. I blocked the door with my body. This is my house. You walk in here, call the cops. She backed down. Just like that. 2 days later, her best friend decided to jump into the ring. I got a DM because of course, she was blocked everywhere else. You know, real men don't keep receipts on their wives, I replied. Real wives don't plan false abuse allegations while playing house. No response that weekend. She tried again, not her. Her, my ex-wife, she showed up at the house, unannounced, alone this time. That part was new. She stood outside the door, same spot where she once watched me get locked out of my own home. This time, it was her who didn't have a key. I opened the door, but didn't let her in. I just want to talk. I told you, attorneys only. I'm not here to fight, she said. I'm not asking for money. I need closure. Funny. That's what I needed 2 months ago when I was sleeping in a motel while she and her family plotted in my living room. Still, I stepped outside. She looked tired. Not in the pretty way. Actresses wear fatigue in movies. Real tired. Makeup creased in the wrong places. Hair pulled back. Barely brushed. I thought we were happy, she said quietly. We were, I answered. I just didn't know you were playing chess while I was playing catch. She winced. Why didn't you confront me when you found the messages? Because I knew if I did, you'd just hit fast forward on the lies. Accuse me. Hide assets. Say you felt unsafe. Tears welled in her eyes. I didn't flinch. I never would have actually gone through with it. I tilted my head. Then why have a whole playbook on how to do it? I was scared. No, I corrected her. You were greedy. There's a difference. She nodded slowly. No argument this time. We stood in silence. Just 2 people on a front porch. That used to mean home. I miss us, she whispered. I didn't say anything. Because I missed us too. But us doesn't exist anymore. Finally, she asked, is there any way back? I didn't have an answer. Not then. So said the only honest thing I could. You chose to walk away from what we built while pretending to still be building it. You don't get to ask me to trust you again just because the plan didn't work out. She nodded, eyes red, then turned and walked back to her car. Did I feel sorry for her? Yeah, for about 5 seconds. Then I walked back inside, locked the door behind me, and for the first time in months, it felt like mine again. The final countdown started quietly. And lawyers. No drive-bys from the in-law mafia. No surprise counseling ambushes. Just silence. And it was glorious. I kept waiting for another twist. Some last-minute email bombshell. A knock on the door with crocodile tears and a monologue about rediscovering our love. But it never came. Instead, I got the digital version of a white flag. 3 days before the divorce finalized. She sent me one last message. Just 3 words. I understand now. No begging. No guilt tripping. Just that, and weirdly, that stung more than any insult. Because deep down, I knew it was true. She did understand now. She understood what it felt like to stand on shaky ground while someone else holds the floor steady. To rely on comfort she didn't create. To live in a house where the walls were built by hands that expected loyalty and got betrayal. But now, she was alone with that truth. And I was finally free from it. The divorce finalized on a Tuesday. No ceremony. No party. Just a ping in my inbox at 9:47 a.m. Subject line: Final Judgment. One PDF. One signature. One clean break. I read it once. Then again. Then I made the biggest decision of all. I took down the security cameras, deleted the backups, threw away the spare key I'd hidden in the garden rocks, unlinked her number from the smart lock system, not out of fear, but because the war was over. And I had won. Just the legal part. Not just the house or the finances. I had won myself back. That night, I sat on my porch, same spot where she once tried to explain betrayal in soft tones and mascara streaks. I drank a beer, watched the wind move through the trees. No noise, no lies, no games. Just peace. It cost me $13,650, 6 weeks of anxiety, and the remains of a marriage I once thought would last forever. But in return, I got something better, my future, and no operation in the world could take that from me now. It's been 3 months, the paperwork's collecting dust in a drawer somewhere. Her name's off everything: mortgage, emergency contacts, memories, mostly. The house is mine again, not just legally, but emotionally. I repainted the bedroom, got a new couch, donated every throw pillow she ever bought that had a cheesy quote about love or laughter, even tossed the wedding photo I used to keep on my desk, frame and all, gone. My mornings are quieter now. And oh more, where's my charger? No more, can you Venmo me for coffee? No more smiling while wondering if the person next to me is secretly preparing to burn everything down. It's strange, starting over. I didn't realize how much mental space she took up, how much of my peace was being slowly eaten by doubt. Now, my thoughts are my own again. My calendar doesn't have to be double-checked against anyone's emotional weather. Freedom doesn't always look like fireworks. Sometimes, it looks like eating breakfast in silence, unbothered. She tried texting me again last week. New number. Just said, I hope someday we can be friends. I didn't reply. Not because I'm angry. I'm not. But because I don't build friendships on top of betrayals. And honestly, I don't owe her that anymore. Her family hasn't reached out. Not a word from the mom, the sister, or the best friend. Probably busy plotting their next operation. Hopefully with someone else's son-in-law. My own family? Closer than ever. My brother checks in every week. My mom came to visit for the first time in years. Brought lasagna and a hug I didn't know I needed. You're lighter, she said, patting my shoulder. Whatever that woman took from you, I'm glad she's gone. Woo, Mom. Me too. I'm not bitter. I'm not broken. I'm just done. Done with second guessing. Done with swallowing disrespect to keep the peace. Done letting someone else write the narrative while I play the villain in a story I never chose. Operation Freedom? Yeah, it worked. Just not the way they planned. She got her freedom. And I got mine. Came with the deed. The silence, and a life that finally feels like it belongs to me. Let her write whatever version she needs to sleep at night. I'm sleeping just fine.